So any questions?
Does Buddha himself acknowledge Indra, or does he acknowledge entity which later became Sakra? That is my question.
Yeah, actually he acknowledged him in the Dajjaka Sutra
As Indra?
as Indra, but not as Indra. He's mentioned as Indra in the Mahasamaya Sutra. No, in the Maha.
But one way or the other, Buddha does acknowledge the term entity named Indra.
Not by his direct statements, but he is mentioned in the sutra, but it doesn't say who mentioned him. For example, in Mahasamaya Sutra, says Indra, Somo, Varunocha, and then Indra is the first one on the list who came to see the Buddha.
I see. So my question is, by ultimately where this is leading is
Buddha acknowledged Sakra, but
Buddha acknowledged Sakra as the king of
the first two heavens.
gods, yes.
Yeah.
But if he acknowledges Indra, he basically acknowledges Indra, Brahma.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, he didn't.
Okay.
He didn't. That's fascinating. Instead of acknowledging Indra as a god, he was simply incorporated into as a characteristic of our personality, as a personal characteristic, personality characteristic. Yes, a personality characteristic. That's what he had done in this sutra, Indriya Bhavana meditation. And your concern should not be that Indra is helping you. Indra is the god of power that you worship, but you become powerful within through the cultivation of those five: saddha, confidence; virya, forbearance, or effort; sati, mindfulness; samadhi, mental equilibrium or concentration; panya, wisdom.
Guess I'm wondering now about the origins of the names Sakra.
Does it have something to do with him having the chakra as a weapon?
That is chakra.
Do you think like chakra and sakra have something to do with each other?
Actually, I must look into that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Probably that's something. Every time I go walk out of the class, I take with me some insights from you, and later in my free time, I just do some research. And recently, a child, who's 6, 7, 8 years old, he asked me, "Tell me, Bhante, why God Shiva got 3 eyes?" Then I said, okay, with the third eye he would burn everything down. That's not my question. Why he got the third eye? So that's I love when people ask me questions that provoke me to study further. Not boasting, humbly speaking, that's how I could come this far. Because I was compelled to read more, study more. So I will look into that, chakra and chakra. I like to put the two words together. Chakra and chakra. So any other questions?
The term saddha, is it in terms of Indriya Bhava, is it devotion or is it confidence?
It's actually, universally, it is confidence. Confidence, yeah, not devotion. Because actually, even though you translate saddha as devotion, but that's not the correct translation.
So, in terms of Indriya Bhava, we should consider it to be confidence in yourself, confidence in your Indriya?
Yeah, confidence, yeah.
Confidence in yourself.
Indriya. Confidence in your Indriya.
Yeah, Indriya, confidence, yeah.
So we should take out faith as a portion.
No, actually, it's part of the faith. Because this is how it happens. When you have saddha or devotion in Buddha means, always the term devotion as as an interpretation of Saddha doesn't really convey the message that what is meant by Saddha. That you build up confidence in Buddha means you study his character, his ability, his skillfulness, his skill, and okay, he is qualified to guide me through. So it's like you accept the Buddha as a role model. So in that sense, devotion is not the correct translation of Saddha. It is confidence that's the correct translation. Even literally, it comes from the verb saddhahati. Confide, to keep confidence in. This is an exact direct translation of the Pali Sanskrit term saddhahati, to confide. Saddha meaning confidence. So I have seen that in Buddhist practice. Now some people, let's say I have seen that in Theravada Buddhism. So when they chant Itipiso Bhagava, that phrase that explains nine universal Buddha qualities, and then they simply, while some people count the rosary maybe 108 times, some people don't do that, they don't even chant, they simply, okay, looking at Buddha, okay, you are Bhagava, you are the fortunate one, so I'm not, I want to be like you. And you know, you are the knower of everything. I don't even know myself. I want to be like you. Actually, that is called confidence. Then you take the Buddha as a role model. That's how I was trained by my mentor, not my teacher. In Buddhist monasticism, especially Theravada monasticism, you have a teacher and a mentor. Always teacher is tough. Mentor is very kind. That's how they are. That's the way it is. It's like your dad and your granddad, your father and grandfather. So always I would go to my grandfather rather than my father, because my teacher is very tough. And so when I ask him questions, he wouldn't really answer because he's busy too. Always my teacher is someone who is busy, too busy, because he had to teach many children, many students. Always a preceptor or your mentor doesn't directly train students. He allocates time for students to counsel. That's how the monasticism is. That's when it was my mentor who taught me the way I must build my confidence, saddha in Buddha. Study his character and then choose your favorite one and write an essay on that, and then later on meditate on that a little bit, and then make a resolution that one day I will elevate to the level of on which you are right now. Meaning I want to be a bodhisattva or the Buddha. Unless you read and study and realize, understand his character, you would simply be devotional in him, so that there's no moving up. So that's why I know two kinds of Buddhists in that sense. Some meditate on Buddha, some pray to him. Two different things. So you know that there are sati meditations, there are 6 types of mindfulness meditations in Buddhism. We will discuss them next semester. One of them, the first one is Buddha Anusati. Meditation on Buddha and the Dharma and the Sangha, and then charity, and then divine beings also. That is, you might find it kind of strange that Buddhists meditate on devas, but we won't discuss it this time. So actually, your focus on Buddha as a meditation is not prayer. it's not simple chanting or the recital of a verse. It's about studying him and understanding his skills, kusala, right? Kusala, kusala. There are two words you come across. Punya is normal merit that would keep you safe on the samsara as long as you don't achieve nirvana. Kusala in terms of paramitas, bodhisattva qualifications. There's a difference. For example, on your birthday, you offer food to the monks or the nuns and monasteries, or you go feed the homeless, and you feed your friends on your birthday. You make karma, good karma, merits. It's merit making. You make good karma, and that will keep you safe side of samsara until you attain nirvana. But if you really want to walk away from samsara, you have to do not punya, noble karma, but kusala, skills. The skill means that it is the same punya or merit that you turn into kusala. How? Let's say, okay, always you have a worldly purpose. Birthday, how to say, maybe memory in how the commemoration in memory of the departed, graduation, housewarming, and different. And then you make at the same time. Well, I do all these things because on the world level I need to be happy, and I also want my loved ones to be happy. That's why I organized it. But finally, how many times I have been sad again and again? What if I am able to walk away from this on a permanent basis? When you add that extension, it becomes the bodhisattva quality. It becomes the kusala or skill. Otherwise, it's normal merit. That's the difference between punya, P-U-N-N-A, punya, and kusala. Don't worry, we will have a big few lessons on that next semester. Kusala and punya. So it's confidence. Saddhati means to confide. You confide in Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, not out of mere faith, but by studying. And that's of the confidence in Buddha. He made a beautiful statement. So he says, whosoever sees the Dharma sees me, the Buddha, and whosoever sees Dharma sees the Buddha. Whosoever sees the way cause and effect works sees the Dharma. Conclusion: whosoever lives his life in accordance with cause and effect is having the vision of the Buddha. See the way he put it? When you know what cause and effect is, interdependent origination is, then you know to that effect. Because of that, you know what Dharma is. Dharma is all about cause and effect. And when you see the Dharma, you see the Buddha. Then how to see the Dharma? When you see the cause and effect, you see the Dharma. So then, what is how to see the Buddha then? Is the Dharma through the Dharma. But again, what is Dharma then? That is cause and effect. For example, I had a series for children that was a 3-day retreat. The name was Unbroken Cup for children. Unbroken, within brackets. You break a cup that had a huge sentimental value because maybe your first boyfriend gave it to you and probably it's a souvenir and it's as you got it on your graduation and all that. Probably you bought it on your vacation, so it has a lot of sentimental value. And this one you drop it and so you broke it into pieces. So, and then what would you do is, actually I purposely smashed some cups inside the covered area. Then as though it was an accident, and then I'm sorry, and then some children came over. Later they will know it's part of the retreat. And then some children rushed to pick the two biggest pieces and they try to put together. I did that in different countries. That's always children would rush to the scene and they would collect the two biggest pieces and put together. Then later on I laughed and said, why? Because I said, okay, that is the practicum today. What practicum? Then I explained that, you know what, you read that physically, but I have done that multiple times mentally. When I broke my favorite cup, for many more weeks or months to come, I would still assume the cup is never broken. That is, I never broke the cup in my head. So I would maintain, so that I would continue to keep with the sadness of losing the cup. So that's why I said the unbroken cup. So the point here is, now when it comes to cause and effect, now what if I made up my mind or convincing myself that everything is subject to break and shatter into pieces? Could be the physical things, could be the dream world that we maintain, could be our wishes and dreams, anything. Could be a conception of someone that we maintain, anything is subject to break into pieces anytime. In case I am able to make up my mind right away, to that effect, I am seeing the Buddha. Why? That's the situation that must make me sad, otherwise is not making me sad. So that is why. Who taught me that lesson? Who taught me that skill? Buddha taught me that skill. Because that skill that he taught me, I confide in him. I have confidence in him. In case a much bigger disaster happens in my life, still I will look at you. So that is what confidence is. So Saddhahati is not devotion actually. It is the more correct or the more proper term is confidence. So, and then any questions? Anything else before I use the next remaining time to explain Panya? Because we came at Prajna in Hindu different texts.
You want me to erase?
Yes, so just then, but till in case, as we continue, in case you have any questions, just ask me. Not pertaining to this topic today. Anything?
Actually, use the towel if you're gonna use the spray.
You can ask me anything except the exact questions that would you get for the test. I will send you some notes on and off, some questions, and collect them and put them in one piece of paper or in a book and study them. I will send you a pre-midterm questions, and I also send a pre-final question, something. And always, they are not going to be the exact questions. Lucky me, I didn't put emphasis on not. I didn't say they are not going to be the exact questions. I said they are not going to be the exact questions.
Aren't essays like the 5 questions?
Actually, good. I completely forgot them.
Me too.
Yeah, you know what happened? I assume 2 weeks later I told myself in the middle of the night, okay, they are never going to send me any essay.
What I miss?
Yeah.
The-
No, he asked me about the 5 essays that I asked you to write.
Yeah.
I said one night I told myself that I'm never going to send me the essays. No,
Oh.
never.
I remember you saying.
But actually I compel you to read some textbook, that's why, that's the purpose.
I have outlines
You said
for
we
them.
were not going to
That's
do
good,
the
yeah.
essays.
Sorry?
I thought you said we were not going to do the essays after all. We could, if we wanted to, we could.
That's why I
Send them
didn't,
to
that's
you.
why I didn't, I said they are not mandatory.
Yeah.
So-
I said that few times, but actually I asked you because so that I wanted to make you have some obligation for yourself. But as long as you can have some outlines.
Well, I plan on doing them and sending them to you. The part that's challenging is where you have us citing from 3 sources of
Yeah.
recommended reading. You know,
Knowing that is too difficult, I did that because I know these textbooks are
old.
they are very how to say they are very dry academic books.
Yes.
Very dry, especially it took me for my bachelor's program. I had to read Dr. K. Jayatilakar's Early Buddhist Theory of Knowledge, and so that when I went to Cambridge, I know Sir Bailey. He was my principal supervisor, thesis committee, and he told me, "Don't tell me because it's been 7 years. I couldn't finish that book." Because very hard English, I mean, and too many commas, and I don't know, it's very, very, very difficult writing, and so that's why it is considered a masterpiece. Early Buddhist Theory of Knowledge. Yeah,
Flowery.
huh?
Flowery.
It's flowery, yeah. See, even the subtopics, so many thousands. I didn't finish that book. What did I skip pages, and then I learn randomly. But that's how it's done. Or I close my eyes, close the book, and open my eyes, open whichever the phrase, the paragraph that my eyes capture first. Then I would write it down, and it took me a few weeks to understand. Because it's written in, it contained me 300-400 pages, but the entire book still written in condensed form. Still condensed. Yes.
You sent us class notes from August, but you posted on Slack, I guess, and
Mhm.
you were gonna, I don't think we've put up September class notes yet.
I will, yeah.
And the other couple of heretical teachers.
Yeah, heretical teachers, that's right, yeah. So somehow they block me. Heretical teachers. So I will find some, because from that article also, I don't know what happened, it's very strange. When I studied that, I had the complete article in Miami. I even emailed my professor. He's visiting Israel these days. I asked, please send me a copy of that. He was the one who gave me. And then, so that I told him. And so that some pages are missing. Probably I might have it on my old computer in Canada. So anyway, I will make a note. I will rewrite everything. I will give some introduction to the 6 teachers, heretical teachers.
Or you can, if you wanna just give us the source and we can look it up for ourselves.
Actually, it's going to be from few books. I will prepare that. Any other questions?
Only I was confused. The one is 5 Indriyas and the other is 4 Idipada. Because
Yeah, because
Idi is not from Indriya.
no, it's not from India. Independent. They are the 4 bases of
Power.
power.
Yeah.
That's different
Yeah,
because Indriya also occurs on the list in the 37 factors of enlightenment, Bodhipakshika Dharma. The 5 Indriya balas, 5 Indriya powers, according to Indriya Bhavana Sutra, is different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Okay.
That's 4. Here is 5. And next semester we will discuss the 37 factors of enlightenment. You can have not 2 feathers, you can have 37 wings and you can choose few of them and fly into nirvana. 37. It's like 37 doors leading to the chamber within a golden palace. Whichever the door you enter, doesn't matter. You go to the center. So that's called 37 factors of enlightenment. So we discussed jnana few times in previous sessions, but not at length. Jnana is a Vedic term. Jnana, to know. If and when you study the idea of knowledge in Hinduism, in Jainism, in Buddhism, in any Indian religion, you don't need to know more than this. You only need to know 3 words: Sanya, Vijnana and Panya, nothing else. So this is the etymology of knowledge. Remember, we happened to mention that according to Vedic scriptures, as Veda as being a theism, knowledge necessarily comes from where? knowledge comes from Brahman. So, knowledge acquisition is necessarily part of our divine obligation towards the divinity. So it is from God, it is from Brahman that knowledge comes. So you see a big difference between the way knowledge is acquired in Hinduism and in Buddhism. According to Hinduism, wisdom comes from fear. Wisdom comes from fear of God, from fear of Brahman. But according to Buddhism, wisdom comes not from fear. Because theistic, as we know, there's no theistic connection to wisdom in Buddhism. There's no vertical connection. It's within. It's within, yes. Everything within. Wisdom. Sanya, sanya. Nya means to know. Sa means always active. That we remain aware of ourselves and our surroundings. Surrounding at this point means the external world, both consciously and subconsciously. We never get disconnected from the world. So when it comes to awareness, there was a Brahminical belief. I think if I am correct, don't trust me 100% at this point because I need to verify that. If I am correct, it is from the Pottapada Sutra, I guess. I will verify that and let you know. Pottapada was the name of a Brahmin who believed that when you go to bed at night, whenever you feel like turning your consciousness off, God would take your consciousness back to Him. And when you want to wake up, when He feels that you are going to wake up, He will put it back in your head. That was a belief. And I think Pottapada had that discussion with the Buddha. And it is from the I am 90% sure that it is Pottapada Sutra. Pottapada is one famous Brahmin. But just write it down tentatively. I will confirm that. I don't like to get the wrong information. Right? So in Pottapada Sutra, Buddha talks about this vijnana, jnana or knowledge, awareness. So as long as you are awake, you keep you remain interconnected with the world, consciously and subconsciously. When you are asleep, in deep sleep, and you still don't lose your connection with the world. And that is obvious, right? Dreams, right? In dream mode, we continue, our mind continue with its activity, and so the dreams are the proof that mind doesn't stop even when we are in deep sleep. So there are two ways that our mind, our consciousness remain connected with the world, with the outside world. So on the conscious level and on the subconscious level. So even if you are unconscious, like you are brain dead, someone is brain dead, clinically dead, but still consciousness continues. But the only thing is, so your consciousness runs within, but there's no way for it to get connected to the external world. He may only continue with the dream mode. So that's when I took some bioethics conferences, and they asked me whether it's okay to terminate the life of a clinically dead person. I said like euthanasia. Then I said, well, I don't approve that. Why? Even if a patient is clinically dead, he's not dead. It's understood that he wouldn't be able to come back to life. So that's why still this mercy killing or euthanasia is a big medical issue. While some countries mandate that, some countries not. While most doctors are hesitant to recommend euthanasia. So take the life support off. And sometimes people are not on life support, but they are only brain dead. They are okay with their heart is fully functional, and then but they are vegetable. They won't be able to come back to conscious world. So it's not the brain dead or euthanasia the point here. So even in our deep sleep, even if we are brain dead, clinically dead, the nya meaning knowledge, consciousness never stops. The only point it stops is upon death. And then Buddha calls consciousness is a continually streaming energy. That's why in case someone is unable to, in case someone is not born back into a human body, biological body, let's say like angels, devas, deities, spirits, good or bad, earthbound, skybound, cosmic, earthbound, anything, and their body is, they have a mind-made body. So that the bigger part of they are not the body actually, because they don't have a heavy atomic body. They have this transparent body. It's transparent because they don't have a heavy atomic body like we do, and so that their mind is more powerful than their body. So that is a mind-made body. The instant, okay, one spirit is here, and now he is here in Missouri, and he wants to move to Tokyo. The moment he thinks, I must go to Tokyo, the next moment he is there. Why is that? He doesn't have a heavy body to carry. The point here is consciousness never stops. It gets modified and adulterated by the three things that we discussed in one of our previous sessions. What are the three things? Karma, memory, and habits. Because it gets continually adulterated and modified by those three things, it is very different than soul. It's not soul, but it is our consciousness. Because soul cannot be adulterated, cannot be changed. Yes.
I thought you said it stopped at death.
Yeah, so then it continues to come back in a different form,
Okay.
different life form.
Okay.
That is what creates the next birth. That's all about reincarnation or rebirth. Yes.
And then, so I guess maybe you mean like the consciousness isn't attached to the body anymore after death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if someone is like brain dead or if they're in a coma, like consciousness is still there.
Still there.
But then
exactly.
after that, then it's separated.
This is separate, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Because it can still stay. The only difference is it cannot flow into the external level because of the person being brain dead.
Will we discuss memory later too?
Yes. So then, so the Potthapada believed that God would take your consciousness back. When he knows that you are now tired and you are going to crash after a big long day, right? And then so that he would take consciousness back, it would probably, if I use the children's language, he would put it in the box, later he would open the box and he would know that you're going to wake up around 5 a.m. and he knows that you are going to wake up. Wait a minute, and he puts it back in your head. That was a belief. Maybe that, when you sneeze here in the West, people say bless you. Do you know the reason behind that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you might die.
That's right.
Right.
So it has a connection to that. So you
the
might
last thing you
Mhm.
hear is
exactly. So that when I sneeze, you bless me. Actually, you are the agent at that point, because you have the Atman, and you are the agent at that point. You are before me, and you are the agent of the divinity. On his behalf, you bless me. Then I say thank you.
Wait,
I always love those things.
death, I don't get the death part, what?
So that you would get your soul
When you're,
death. Yeah.
it has to do with, when you sneeze, it would be like, that could be your last breath.
Mhm.
It's like your heart
Yeah.
stops.
Heart stops, yeah.
And
Your
you
heart stops.
sneeze,
Yeah.
so you're dead.
Yeah.
So the
See,
last
that's a
thing-
theological background behind that. That's what I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Every time I read Pottapada's discussion, dialogue with the Buddha, I would remember that. That people here, they bless me when I sneeze. Sometimes it's like 10 over strangers around me, they say, bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, I like that in ethical sense. In the moral side, I really like that. That's how we instantaneously connect with people.
But I don't think they understand
No.
that.
Exactly.
You're dying.
To them, it's just a custom or something, just a ritual custom.
Politeness.
Yeah, politeness.
There's this story that in the time of the Buddha doesn't like that monks said blessings, said something to a person who sneezed. And then the monks said to him, but lay people is going to feel upset if we don't say to them something.
Mhm.
And so then Buddha said, okay, you can say it's
Yeah, that's politeness. Yeah, okay, yeah. Mhm.
Well, the Germans have another one.
To your health, Gesundheit.
Gesundheit, yeah.
Which is
What is-
Good health to you, or may it's
Okay.
a wish that you come back to health. Or,
Okay. Mhm. See, that's
I
it.
guess literally it means sound health. Gesundheit, sound health.
Yeah.
Actually, that's so we need to be healthy, right? But because what is fatal is that we lose if our heart stops, right? So that is the fatal thing that could happen to our health. So, yeah. So then sanya, sa means active, together, always. Nya means to remain interconnected with the world, subconsciously, consciously, and subconsciously, even in our dreams. Even if someone is clinically brain dead.
So what did the Buddha say that heavenly consciousness in a dream state?
So that is the moment. When it comes to the five sense faculties, eyes capturing images, nose capturing smell, ears capturing sound, palate or tongue capturing taste, and skin capturing anything tangible. So that is the basic five sensual experience. So as we use the first five sense faculties, our mind is the data center. It gathers all our data that we gather from our sense faculties. But when we stop using the first five sense faculties, mind, in addition to being it's the center point or the data collection center, it also at the sixth sense, he recaptures and recaptures and processes and reprocesses whatever the data that the other five faculties have already sent in. That as a result we dream. That's why we dream. In our dreams, there's only the sixth sense faculty that is functional. and then it grabs inner data, the data that we have already gathered in our inner mind. At that point, so it's not the center point, it's not the data collection center, but the sixth sense.
So it's mind consciousness.
It's mind conscious, yeah.
Mind objects.
Exactly. Mind conscious and mind objects. So at that point, whatever the object of dream is the sense object to the mind. Mind being the sixth sense faculty. So that there are inner sense objects, the data. As a result, we dream. So, Vijnana is a little different than Sanya. Sanya is a continuous process. Sanya, continuous process on conscious and subconscious level, also on dream level. Whereas Vijnana, this is Vijnana being one of the 5 aggregates. I'm not going to explain 5 aggregates today because otherwise I would confuse you to the greatest possible extent.
Nth degree.
Yeah, next semester we will touch on that. But for now, how Vijnana is different from Sanya is, Vijnana is the conclusive knowledge that we make assumptions and conclusions, and then we gather all that, and that would be very decisive in our later decision making and then turning points. Vijnana is the conclusive knowledge. We gather data and then process them, and then we store them, Vijnana,